Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do my writing process tag, which was originally done by the bookish pen babe, and I found this tag and I thought it was really fun to do and I wanted to do it, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to jump right in because there are a lot of questions in this tag and I'm very excited to answer them. The first question is, what genres do you write? I mainly stick in fantasy genres right now, but I am working on a contemporary idea, so I would say fantasy and contemporary are my main kind of genres. Number 2 is, what settings get you the most productive? I would say being either at my desk or in a coffee shop. I really thrive in chaos. I don't know why. I think it's just because I grew up doing my homework at like a dance studio where it was loud and I did it in weird places, so I thrive in chaos, and so if I'm not being productive at my desk, I will go to a coffee shop and that usually makes me more productive. Number 3 is, if you have multiple story ideas, how do you go about picking which one to start on first? I would have to say it's the one I'm most passionate about at the moment. I have multiple stories that I have in my mind right now that I want to write, but right now I'm most passionate about my series Dark Radiance and getting that published, so that's what I'm working on, but I do have other stories that I'm really excited to get to when I get the chance. Number 4 is, do you outline? No. I don't outline. I am a complete and utter pantser. I tried outlining once and it was an absolute disaster. I usually know the beginning and the end of the story and then I will fill it in going from there. That's how I've always written, and I think it's because when I write I have like I don't know how to describe it, like a movie screen in front of my eyes and it's playing out and I'm just writing what my characters are telling me. Number 5 is, do you start your first draft with pen and paper, typewriter, or computer? Probably a computer or in my phone. I will write an idea down or I'll write a scene down and then it goes to my computer, so I would say either one of those. Number 6 is, how do you get through writer's block? Honestly, for me, I will take a break. I find that when writer's block hits, I just need a break and I need to take either a couple days off or a week off or something like that, and that way I give myself a little refresher and then I'm ready to come back after that writer's block is kind of just put to the side, and I don't like try to write through it because it never works out for me that way. Number 7 is, do you format your project from the beginning or worry about it later? It depends. So Dark Radiance, I formatted it at the end and I originally wrote it on Google Docs and then I transferred it to Word and then I formatted it in Word, and then for the novellas I am formatting it from the beginning because I already have the format I like for Dark Radiance, but I probably won't format my other projects until the end again, just because I want to do it differently. For each book, I want my formatting to be a little different for each one. Number 8 is, do you edit as you go or when you're finished with the first draft? A little bit of both. It depends on what I'm writing. Currently, I've been editing as I go with the novellas just because they're shorter stories, but with previous projects I have edited after the first draft because I normally like to rewrite afterwards. Number 9 is, after finishing your draft/manuscript, how long do you give it a break before you start going back over it, or do you give it a break at all? Yes, this is my biggest recommendation, is give it a break. I definitely give it a break. I will give it either from 2 to 5 days of a break, and it just kind of clears my mind out of that world, and then once I dive back in I'm able to see all the mistakes. Sometimes I wait longer depending on how busy my life is, but I do give myself a little bit of a break before editing because I feel like my mind is going to be too cluttered before I go back into it, and then I'm just going to miss a whole bunch of mistakes. Number 10 is there something that you prefer to do to get you through writing? Playing music, TV, having your favorite drink, or food? I love music, so music is a huge part of my writing routine. I cannot write without my music. I can't wait to share my playlist once I'm done with Dark Radiance. and I'm really excited about that because I love music. I also really like to have a drink, whether that is water or soda or a coffee, something like that, and sometimes I like to have a snack like Sour Patch Watermelon Kids. Number 11 is, do you schedule your writing sessions? During the school year, yes, because I will usually write right after school or during a break or before class, something like that, so it's kind of scheduled. But during the summer or like breaks, no, I don't schedule them. I kind of just write at night, and then I am good to go for the day, and that's just how I do it, and that's how I've always done it. I'm kind of like a free spirit. When I'm ready to write, I'm ready to write. Number 12 is, do you have word count or chapter goals for your writing sessions? No. So I don't give myself like a word count or a chapter count of how much I'm supposed to write, because I don't feel like that's realistic for me, because each chapter is a different length, each chapter cuts off differently, and the word count, I don't stress about my word count a lot, because I know for me my word count will change with edits and everything like that, so I don't really stress about it. I did stress about it my very first time writing Dark Radiance, and I hated being so stressed out about the word count, so I don't give myself a goal like that. I do say I'm going to write like 30 minutes or an hour, and that's all I do in that time, so that's kind of my goal, is to write like that. But other than that, I don't give myself a crazy goal of you have to write 12,000 words in this writing session or something like that. Number 13 is, are there any quirky things you do to make your projects more fun? I don't know if anything's quirky. I think this is kind of weird, but I'll talk to my characters out loud, like we're having a conversation to get through a scene. Only if I'm at home. I'm not like talking to myself at a coffee shop, but that sometimes I will like lay in my bed and like close my eyes and think about something, like think about the scene and how it would play out in my head, and that way I can go back on my computer and show or write exactly what I saw. So those are kind of quirky things. I just think they're weird, so I don't know. Number 14 is, do you work on multiple projects at one time? No. I can only work on one project at a time. My brain doesn't do switching over between projects. I wish it did, but my projects have to be like, I have to be immersed in that world for however long I'm writing that project, and as of lately, or as of Dark Radiance, I have been immersed in Dark Radiance world for 6.5 years. So, and I haven't written anything but Dark Radiance. So, yeah, my brain doesn't work that way. Number 15 is, how often do you research what you're writing? That was hard to say. It depends on the content. My next project that I want to work on, I did a lot of research before I even started thinking about how the story was going to go or how I wanted to write it. But for Dark Radiance, there wasn't a lot of research to do because angels and fallen angels are mythical, and I knew a lot of the folklore around that kind of stuff, I think it's called, or myths, or whatever you want to call it. I knew a lot of the stories around them, so I didn't have to research a lot. The only thing I researched was when I was in Colorado, because it takes place in Colorado, but I knew a lot of that. But I just researched like, how cold does it get when it's December 24th or something like that, like Christmas Eve, how cold does it get? And then it told me. Number 16 is, how do you organize your projects? I have a binder full of stuff with a notebook inside that I have every single character, their personality traits, everything like that. I have that, and then on my computer I have a designated folder for each project. Number 17 is, do you reward or punish yourself for achieving or missing out on writing goals? I don't punish myself ever. I think that would just deter me from ever wanting to write again, but I do reward myself, and it's usually with ice cream or a sweet or something like that, or pizza or a glass of wine. So, you know, I can take bribery too. I don't just use it on my 3-year-old niece. I use it on myself too. Whatever. Number 18, are there any works similar to your project that you look for and use for inspiration and or comparison? I think that because it's a Fallen Angel book, it's always going to be compared to like Lauren Kate's Fallen or Becca Fitzpatrick's Hush Hush or just all those kind of classic angel books. But I like to say it is a healthy combination of The Craft, The Covenant, I know that movie is trash, but it's my trash, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the originals, and Hush Hush. I would say I like took inspiration from all of those and just like put it all in a pot, and I was like, and out popped Dark Radiance. So yeah, I don't think it's anything similar to that, but I think elements of like, for example, the way Klaus Michelson and the Michelsons talk or how they hold themselves really inspired one of my characters, Finley, and I just really liked that kind of vibe that they gave off in that show, so I took some inspiration from that. Number 19 is how early do you wait to start looking for or hiring editors? So I made sure my manuscript of Dark Radiance was crystal clear, perfect how I thought it was perfect and the best of my ability, edited before I sent it to one editor, and then I got that back, I made all the edits, and then I am currently going through Dark Radiance right now and editing it. I'm just nitpicking it at this point, which is good because there's some things that I want to nitpick, and then I'm going to send it to one last proofreader editor to make sure all the commas and the periods and the em dashes and everything is good to go in the story, and that way I can not worry about there being any typos or anything, because I am such a neurotic control freak about edits and about having my book look and feel as though it's been published by a large publisher, even though it's indie published by my company. I'll talk about that in another video because I own a press house now, and that's scary. Number 20 is if you finished a draft or manuscript, tell us how you felt afterwards. I'll reenact it. Okay, ready? I'm done. All my blood, sweat, and tears. And I'm done with the first one. I need a glass of wine and a gallon of ice cream. That's pretty much how I felt about Dark Radiance, and you know, just like a relief of like, I finished a book. Oh my gosh, I finished a book. That was it. And then I went and got a glass of wine with my friend, and we celebrated me Dark Radiance. Yes, I just did the whoa. It was on a ironically, and I don't even care. But that is my writing process tag. If you want to do this tag, let me know down below and I tag you, and I want to see your tags, so let me know if you do it and I'll go and watch yours and creep on your channels, because I'm the mega creep that likes to just like creep and be like, hi, I'm here, but you don't know I'm here. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know down below, and I will see you next time in Wonderland, loves. Bye!